everybody who are watching. Some of you already know my friend Malik. And this is another day with him. So we're going to have fun. We're going to talk about a few stuff, especially what's going on in our city. But we also talk about other stuff. So it is another day, and I appreciate you guys who've been with us, who've been watching our video. The last video I did with him was cool. It was really appreciated. Most people was asking me, who's the guy? What's going on? So most people are excited. Some of my friends, I have a small community, bro, who follow like every second of what we do. So they are very excited. So
Alright. Nice
cool,
to
cool,
hear.
cool, cool. So I have few stuff I want to talk about. We want my community to have some information. We also need my community to also get to run some stuff, to get to run a few stuff, what they say on news or somewhere. So one of those I'm going to play a video. I'm going to play a video, and I want to know how you feel about it and what you think about it. I will give you my thought, but I want to hear you first, see what you think, given, So we had a group marching in Ohio, Columbus. This group was called the Neo-Nazi. The Neo-Nazi was marching in Columbus, Ohio. You guys can see the video right here. They was marching last weekend, I think, after Trump was elected. But I was also confused how they just started to march when Trump was just get elected, So, and after that, there is another group that marched after these guys to show the support to the community, to be like, hey, we are here, we cannot support that, we cannot accept those type of movement, so we are here to show support. Those guys was mostly African American, and they said that they were the local leaders. I don't know if they own a restaurant, they own some business, they are political people or something. I don't know. You've been here for all your life. You was born here. You were, you may know more than what I know, So yeah, we see. I want to see what you think. So these are the guys that I was talking about. But number one, I want to see
after a
what you
neo-Nazi
think
group
of
marched through
these
the
guys.
short north.
And
Mayor
you can
Andrew
listen
Ginther,
to
City Council President
what they
Shannon
say.
Hardin, and Governor Mike DeWine used social media to condemn Saturday's divisive march. Good evening, and thank you for joining us for NBC4 at 6. I'm Kerry, NBC4 at 11. We're after midnight now. I'm Kerry Charles. NBC4's Kyle Beachy spoke with people who witnessed Saturday's march. They told him it was not simply a peaceful demonstration.
These reports from Columbus police show there was a physical altercation when those masked men were confronted right here on High Street. These reports also show they began using pepper spray, which I confirmed with several witnesses. This is video taken by a witness. The group was engaged in verbal shouting, then sprayed what appears to be mace toward people on the street.
They were screaming slurs and threats, and they just walked on by and continued on down the street screaming their obscenities.
Keon Tullius was out for lunch Saturday. He said he didn't believe what he was seeing until the march got closer. Then he took this video. We're showing you this video only once to give a clear picture of what happened.
They were allowed to perpetuate racial hate. It sends a very threatening message, quite frankly. I feel like most people are feeling very unsafe right now.
I think what we're seeing is people who are a lot more blatant with their racism, their hatred, and it's just sad.
Local attorney Sean Walton helped organize a different march on Sunday, one that followed the same route but spread a much different message.
It's really important to show that we don't have to be afraid, that we are stronger together, and that we are a united front here in Columbus for all people.
A message of unity in the face of hate.
We wanted to make a statement today that we're here, we're watching. are willing to stand up for ourselves, but also that we believe that our leaders will stand up for us and will enact legislation that prevents this.
Columbus police were called to the area Saturday. The Short North Civic Association posted on Facebook with information about safety resources that are present in the Short North, not just during incidents, but on a regular basis.
It doesn't have any place in our state. It doesn't have any place in our city. It is so hateful. It is so evil. It shouldn't be here.
One of these reports outlines the altercation here. Another one shows the group was in a U-Haul van. That van was stopped by police, and they were detained briefly for questioning, but no arrests were made. Local for you, I'm Kyle Beachy, NBC4.
All right. So what do you think? What do you think going on? So my first question is, are these guys? What's the history of these guys in Ohio? These guys have history in this
Nazis?
state? Uh-huh.
Man,
When they grow up, did you hear about these guys?
nah, but I mean, there's always been like little random clips of random Nazis coming out the woodworks, coming out of nowhere. But to be honest, they don't have no real history. They had a few pop-ups along the line, but nothing too serious, nothing like now. But I don't even think Trump is German. Is he? I don't know. Honestly, I don't care. I never seen him say anything about Nazis or Germany or anything of that sort. But if they know something I don't know, then
So it's not like you can go like, hey, I know where the office, I know where they live. They have like this big office when they show up every day. Like we are Nazi, we work here. This is what we do.
no,
they don't have those type of stuff.
I mean, I would imagine that they have some type of meeting ground of everywhere. I mean, that's the same. I mean, you can't. Well, look, there is a handful of cults that has happened in history that are people are still carrying out to this day that we just do not know of.
Yeah,
And that was just one that came about like even after Hitler so-called passed, they had a whole bunch of Nazi camps that they found Nazis and people were hiding and ducking off. So, I mean, it was a huge thing that has happened. There had to be somebody that got inspired from it. It's going to be like that. You know, it's going to be Nazis still alive, but
So it's not like they are like aggressive. They do anything. They are somewhere, and people know that they exist, but they don't like nothing going on.
they have their own beliefs, and the only time that they get aggressive is if they get the courage to. And I feel like they're never gonna get the courage unless, you know, they feel like Trump. They're just doing that just to stir stuff up.
That's
But
why
it's fake courage. They're all cowards. I'm gonna just say it like that. Like I don't care who I make mad. They can come after me. They can get mad at me all they want. But it's all cowardness. Why are you choosing to come out at this time?
I was kind of confused when I saw that Trump just got elected.
And wearing a
They
mask.
come out.
Real Nazis. They weren't running around wearing masks and stuff.
Bro, no, they know somebody's gonna go after them. Maybe
Exactly.
next day.
So
that's why they spread to hide.
Why are you getting so bold and walking around with a mask on?
Okay, how about the other guys who marched after?
That's just.
Do you know those guys? Do you see them or what?
I don't know. I probably did see them a couple of times, but I can tell you what their deal is. It's not always about fighting fire with fire, and that's a Martin Luther way of going about, and that's a more mature way to handle something besides stepping out and angrily getting aggressive.
Yeah,
you know,
like corrude and start to fight each other.
it's showing black excellence. That's black excellence for you.
Yeah, I saw those guys and I was like, this guy, who are them? But I love it. I felt some love toward those guys because it's like they come out in place of other people, other community who are unable to come out say, hey, we cannot do that. But they decided to come out. I don't know if somebody made a phone call, say, hey, here we're doing this. We cannot accept those guys. Let's go there tomorrow and march and show support to the community. So I don't know who made those phone calls, but I'm like, so is that a group that's known? Can anybody join that group? You know, be like, I want to join them. It's a group that exists that have roles, that have like, that is known on government or something. Or
Possibly.
Just bunch of guys get together and be like, hey, let's go to the street.
Possibly, but black excellence is everywhere. You can't ever call it one group. There will always be multiple groups. Back then, they were called gangs. They were called Black Panthers. The Crips and Bloods is blue and red. Those are the cops' colors. They created Crips and Bloods, Black Panthers to protect the community.
Hold on, I know Black Panthers. Who's those guys you say?
Crips and Bloods.
What is that?
Crips and Bloods are gangs. It's blue and red. Those are the colors.
Can I search it and see it?
Yeah, but it's not going to show you. It's going to show you a whole bunch of stuff.
I think Google not going to just let you see it because it's not.
Because it's not ever going to show you where it originated from. But Crips and Bloods is blue and red. It's the cops' colors. And these gangs were originally created to protect the community from police, because police were originally formed to capture slaves. So the same policies that they have back then from the Jim Crow laws, they carried on, which is still hurting us today. That's why we are fighting the police protocol, because the police protocol of how they go about of making their arrests and everything was created to tear black people down. But it might not be like that today. People don't see it like that today because they don't know the origins of it, the history of it. But police was created for black people back in the day.
I agree. I know a little bit about it, but it's a wrong story.
They created the police to capture the slaves, to round up the runaway slaves.
Yeah.
That's why we don't like the protocol that they have today.
How do you call this police or the highway police? The highway patrols. These guys who police the highways, the freeways.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that those guys was created to catch slaves when they try to free.
That shit.
Yeah, I heard about it.
Yeah, but that's where the cops and police originally came from. But
it became better and over time.
It became yeah, that's
it's
why
not
people
like
don't
it's
see
still
it.
The same.
Yeah, it's not like it's completely still the same, but still it was the still same racist people that was running the police departments and raising and passing down their teaching and their feelings to the next generations and to the next generations. That's why a lot of people don't like it, because it still feel a little racist, because racist people created it. Racist people was passing down their teaching. So of course it's going to feel like what is going on. There's still hatred in the teachings, as much as people want to say there's not. Because I got family members that are police. I have nothing against them. I have nothing against the police. I see the police, hey, I'm not doing nothing wrong. There's nothing for you to do to me. If I'm not doing nothing wrong, then there's nothing that you can do. Yeah. Unless you just picking me out, then there's going to be a problem. I'm going to take it. It's going to go somewhere. This story going to go viral. I'm going to make sure I get a donate.
Can you be a cop? How you feel? Can you is that something you feel like, okay, if I don't get this job, I can do this, Sometimes you feel like, okay, this is my plan. I want to do business, but if it doesn't work good,
no, I can't be a cop. Because I can't be the person that I need to be for my community. Because at the end of the day, I took an oath and I swore in into the police division. You take an oath when you become a police officer.
But the oath you take is positive to protect the community. It's not like the oath you take is going
but the oath, that oath is really towards to the government,
to give you power over the community.
It's really to you get sworn in, and basically the police is their own. Basically, I don't know the oath. I don't know. Yes, your main objective is to protect the community. That's what they say, but in reality, it's just to hush us down and keep us quiet and control us. Because honestly, do you really see? I'm not gonna say a lot of police officers don't help, but do you honestly see them doing something? Like, are they running around? If somebody has a flat tire, are they helping? Or they running around passing out blankets to homeless people? There's some police officers that do this, but we pay their salary to get harassed. But I'm not gonna say it's a lot of it going on. In certain areas, there's going to be more. In certain areas, there's going to be less. So all you could do is just sit there and believe propaganda, social media, and sit there and think that you know what's going on, and the whole time you don't. But yeah, the Crips and Bloods was created to protect the community at first, but they changed it the minute that they dropped drugs into our community. That's why they call them the projects, Section 8. That sounds like an experiment. What is that? Projects? The projects. That's what they call the hoods. They call the hoods the projects. Section 8. That sounds like a damn Area 51 base.
This is the first time I hear about it.
Yeah, that's what they did. They dropped drugs into the hood, and they have plenty of stories and documentaries about how they brought crack to the hood. What person do you know? You think black people was sitting there right after slavery? We just got out of slavery, and we just got out of Jim Crow, and we don't know nothing about schooling. You took away our books. You took our ability to talk proper English. You took our ability to read. So we don't know how to read. We don't know how to write. We don't know how to do nothing. And then now we transfer over to Jim Crow, where we don't have no good jobs. We don't have no good schools. So then I'm not saying that we're dumb. We're just lacking.
You cannot teaching me right now. That's the history that most people don't know, especially people around, like people who was not born here, who don't have like this grandma, grandpa to tell the story. We don't know that. Like myself, I don't know that.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying that black people was dumb back in the day. It's just they took our education from us and tried to make us dumb. So yeah, we're still smart. I'm saying like a lot of us was still smart. It's just a lot of knowledge and stuff that people are lacking, like how to go to college, how to get free colleges. There's still a lot of knowledge that people are lacking because of what happened back in the day. Now you take these same people who are lacking knowledge how to read, and their grandpas and grandfathers don't know how to read or talk proper English, and you telling me that they're creating crack? You're telling me that they're over here like a scientist creating a concoction to make a drug to get you high like that? A powder form? You have to be like a scientist to create something like that. So you're telling me them back in the day and their great grandfathers and their grandfathers couldn't even read a book, and you're telling me that they created crack? No, that does not happen. So they did that. So I don't want to get off to it. I want to say this though about the Nazis. The people that's leading them, I feel like, in my opinion, the people that was leading that group and that was egging everybody to follow them, I feel like they just want to be seen. They just want to be a part of something, and they believe what they're doing, and they think it's right. So they think they want to go out here and just start something and cause something and be somebody. Most of these people just want to be somebody. They just want attention. And then the people that's following them, they just want to be a part of something. Just like you would take an emo person, everybody's wearing black, everybody's painting their nails, and they feel like they're not a part of something. And then the same people that they feel like it's with them, now they joining them, and now they're basically creating like their own little cult that they're going. They just want to be a part of something. They just want to stir something up, be seen, and it's really ignorance. And I'm proud that my black community stood up and was able just to walk peacefully. That's black excellence. I
loved that when I saw those
it's no certain group.
I loved it.
It's black. It's just all you can call it is black excellence. There's black excellence everywhere. Crips and Bloods was black excellence. Black Panthers was black excellence. But it was took around, and once you take the education away from people and you take the history away from them, then they don't know what it is no more. And this is what they think it is. They think gangs is gang banging, sell drugs, kill each other, but that's not what it is. It's just to protect our community. Same people that you walking down the street, Black excellence was the same Black Panthers that they was taking in our community.
But somebody said the gangs for back in the days, they was protecting the community, but the gangs of now, they are different.
Yeah, they put drugs into the community and gave us all type of weapons to go against each other. I mean,
but it was not like that before. Before there was like they was there to protect, to look over the community.
Yeah.
So nothing.
Do you know
happen. If you are like if you feel like you are tough and you want to like you live somewhere on your street and you feel like you can do whatever you want on the street, you can steal whatever you want, they will come to you and put you down. That's what they was doing. They was protecting like those people who cannot fight for themselves in the community. But now they sell drugs, they sell guns, they do other stuff, right?
Yeah.
That's what I heard.
Yeah.
They said before gangs was accepted because the vision they had was to be there just to protect those people who cannot protect themselves. But now they just take advantage of whatever situation it is and make money for themselves and do all.
But that stuff was taught. That stuff was taught. If you want to go back into slavery and you and the dude with the cracker, with the whip, that's where it comes from. That's why you call white people cracker, because the crack of the whip. So when the cracker, I'm not going to call it master, I'm going to call him a cracker. When the cracker was sitting there like, hey, if you don't tell me where this N-word is, I'm going to beat you. Or if you tell me where this N-word is, I'm going to give you some food. I'm going to let you sleep in a big house. So from back then, we was taught to betray our brothers. Even back way farther than that in Africa, when we were like, oh,
that's
what
how
do
they
you
was
have?
able to get to buy people, bring them to US. They told us, hey, we're gonna give you this much money if you give me a bunch of strong guys. That's how they was able to get.
We was taught that we're gonna trade our brothers out. That's why you see in Africa, a lot of the leaders and generals is still trading their brothers out like this to the white man, and then turn around like this to the black people.
Bro,
like
this is, bro.
It goes way back, but then that's what we're doing now. So then, if you want to go back to when they were creating the gangs and they were selling drugs and they were dropping drugs off, a lot of the top drug dealers was federal government working. They were working for the federal government. The federal government, they would be cutting underlying deals. There's a lot of deals that's going on. There's a lot of conspiracy theories, a lot of stories where drugs were supporting wars.
That's everywhere. I agree. That's
everywhere. But then check this out. Mm-hmm. There would be. Tell me this. How would this person so much in power, and then next thing you know, he has so much problems and stuff. They was taking deals and snitching on their own people in the community just to keep selling drugs and keep doing what they were doing. And that's why they were able to get away with everything. That's how they won. That's how they got what they got. And it's all learned through the government. The same stuff in our gangs, in our community, that wasn't black people. We didn't learn that. We wasn't come out the gate doing that messed up stuff to each other. But it was taught through hatred and what they're doing.
I'm gonna give you one story that I know, that I heard, which is like, it is shocking if you think about it. People saying that the reason why the government, like the U.S. government, can't stop cartels selling drugs and bringing other stuff in the U.S. The main reason why they didn't stop it from a long time ago is because the money that is into that type of business is so much money in a way that if they stop it, banks are going to be some banks will just to go bankrupt because it involved a lot of money that from all the world. So stop it overnight, it will stop the whole financial system will be in trouble. So they try to go slow, go slow, trying to, manipulate those stuff to be able to control it. But they cannot say, hey, we stop it, we're going to bomb your industry, your manufacturer, whatever, your drug manufacturer in Mexico, and it's going to be done overnight. They cannot do that because it involved a lot of money from US, South America, Europe, everywhere.
Everywhere.
So banks are going to go bankrupt, or at least banks are going to be in trouble because it is a big chunk of money that is going through in those transactions. That's crazy. And then you say, oh, drug. No. It's government. They know it. They see it. They saw it when from the start up to where it is right now.
You're just looking
if they want to
past it.
stop it right now, they will stop it tonight. But they can't.
And they noticed that some people are getting too empowered. Some people are killing each other. That's why you got to turn it into a pharmacy. You got to make it legal. You got to wash your money. See, look, this is the same thing that drug dealers
crazy.
learn. You get a whole bunch of money. You get a whole bunch of drugs. Now you got to get a laundromat. And then it's the same. I'm not going to say it's the same. I don't know everything. This is conspiracy theories. But it sounds like the same thing the government doing. Okay, we know we can't keep having them sell illegal drugs for us. So now let's turn them into pharmacies. Let's turn them into other drugs. Let's do this. So it sounds like it's just the same thing. It's just y'all are under the table and we is not paying attention to it, and then we get to see this stuff. So I'm just saying it's a conspiracy theory, but
Yeah, that's true, bro. It's happening.
it could be conspiracy. I don't give a fuck.
So I got another question. If somebody come to you and be like, hey, what is, because that's me, seriously. Honestly, that's me. I've been trying to get those information, to get to know the history. People say Jim Crow, that was on Jim Crow era, nah. I'm like, can I get at least a piece of information on what is that? So was Jim Crow after slave, or Jim Crow was just when slave was still?
Jim Crow was technically after slavery, but there was still slavery going on. It just was like they was secretly doing it under the table.
So who was it? Somebody's name is Jim, right?
No, I don't remember exactly what happened. I don't remember exactly what happened. Like I wasn't paying attention that much in history class, but I did pay attention to where, I mean, Jim Crow was basically just to keep us segregated and protect the white people because, oh, you just got out of slavery, they're going to be looking to rob, get money. They're going to be broke, poor. We don't want them in our communities. This is just segregation and just another way to keep us controlled. It was just a bunch of made up laws. It kind of resembles the martial law.
So let me ask you another question. Do you know, you may not know, but if you don't know, that's fine. Why do I notice a difference between black community in South and a black community in other states, like Mississippi, Missouri? Those black community in those states, they're kind of different than those community in New York, California, or
because
Seattle, this stuff.
That's
let me
anywhere.
tell you what example that I noticed. These guys from here, from South, they're pretty much conservative. They support pretty much Republican, and they pretty much invest in businesses. Most of them will be business owner, those kind of stuff.
They're Republicans?
No, yeah, they're Republicans. Those are black communities. They are Republicans. They own businesses, and they're just in South, And they don't really buy a lot into this type of liberal ideas, gays, lesbian, that stuff. Myself, I don't care. You gotta do what you're gonna do. I don't care. But I noticed that. So I tried to think about how.
Well,
They don't have the same education, or what's going on, where the black people was. So people who stay there still have that type of culture they had the grandparent had. And those who moved around from there to all those other states, all those other areas, they found other culture, other people, and then they changed. It makes sense. But those who stayed, they still experiencing like the grandparents or grandfather's culture and beliefs and all the stuff. It's like when you are in, like, example, you are maybe in Africa, and myself, you moved to US. You change it right away because you left your cultural tradition, and you're gonna see other people start to improve, to develop or to adapt yourself to what you find. So it makes sense 100%.
Yeah, but also what people don't really know is, again, it could be a conspiracy theory, but technically it's really not, because they found physical proof that African Americans were here for a very long time on the United States soil. They found proof, like you can look this up.
That they didn't start by slave. They was here before slave.
Yeah, it was here before.
I saw those stories.
Yeah,
that might
it
be
was
true.
here. I think it is, because there's no way that it wasn't. Africa was a very intelligent place. Like, Africa had its first sewer system. They were the first people with their own sewer system, bro. So you're telling me they're not intelligent enough to leave this continent and come to another one, or do this or do that? Like, they had a lot of stuff in Africa. And it just looks like, oh, they're stupid. No, it's not. That is not. It's not like that at all.
Bro, that shit is crazy.
What the fuck are they? These are children. That makes more sense.
So, before everybody watch it, these are immigrants. They have no paper, they have nothing. They live for free, they eat for free, they sleep for free. They don't pay anything. They just got here, they are looking for asylum. But they are on the street fighting other people and cops and citizens of this country.
They're still children.
So yeah, that's 15, 14, 16 years old.
Yeah. No wonder why they.
So I want to see I want to hear what you think on this, and I will tell you what I think. But it is horrible. But I want people to see that, and I want to hear what you think of this stuff. Just kids. Doctor. Bro,
Let me, like,
this, look, now 1 second. This thing can happen only in the US. This cannot happen in any other country in the world.
Man, I
when the
promise
people
you.
show up in a country for begging to live, to have food, to have a job, to have asylum, and they start to fight citizens and cops like that, and police are watching like that, this can happen only in the US, nowhere else.
oh, you say the police didn't do
They're
nothing?
just watching. You see
Well,
that?
well, say this. Well, I'm not saying I'm against the police or with the police, but at the end of the day, police what? Police gets involved and grabs you. Police brutality. Now the police grabs
Yep.
you and you attack the police. Now the police has nothing to do besides body slam you on top of your head because you didn't hit an officer. Now
they don't even do that now. They don't even try to use force. You see that? There are a bunch of police right here, but they don't even do anything
you can't.
because the law. Bro, if you go in other countries,
It's not even the law, bro.
They
It's-
even shoot. What the hell?
Well,
are you
yeah,
talking
they do shoot. They do.
No, I'm not trying. I'm not trying
I
to.
know.
Yeah,
They will
but
pop you in a
it's
second.
so. I don't get it, bro. You are here trying to get food and a job, and you act like you own in the country.
Possibly not. It could have just been a misunderstanding. Because I bet wherever they're from, they can get away with what they're doing. Here in America, if they want you, they're gonna get you regardless. It does not matter what you do.
No, there's laws that prevent police to use force. Like in the U.S., California, no, New York, California. It's not like Ohio. In Ohio, you cannot do that. They're gonna put you down right away. But New York, California, they go slow.
And don't look at all these people wrong because they're still children out there. These are just a whole bunch of young kids. What do you expect? We can't sit here and make a political view off of 15 and 16-year-olds and people that are 19 and 20. There's no political view here. There's nothing here besides a whole bunch of kids just getting into a fight. This is normal. What are we?
Okay, you say it's normal. Look like here. Look the tire right here.
Illegal immigrants. Okay, they're illegal, but at the end of the day, these are still children. This is going to happen.
Okay, this is the thing.
No, I understand.
Hold on. White people are all over the world screaming, saying, Trump is a racist, Trump hates immigrant. White people are all over the world and say, the governor of Florida, his name is Santos. Why people are all over the world saying, oh, he hates us, they hate immigrants, they hate us, they don't like us. What the hell are you doing? You come here, you start to do this type of stuff, and you want people to love you. They have a free money, free credit card, free food stamp. They live in hotels, beautiful hotels, for free, for the money of citizens who pay tax. And you expecting everybody to be like, oh, sorry, bro. This one looks so bad to every immigrant in this country. This one say like, oh, every immigrant doing the same shit. Every immigrant are bad people. Every immigrant are here to just harm us. Every immigrant, because just a bunch of people who come over here and start to do stuff like this.
Yeah, but in my opinion, I don't think Trump is a racist person. I don't think he dislikes anybody.
But that's what they say.
It's business.
That's what they say because they say, hey, we're gonna take these people back where they came from. He's not talking about every immigrant. He's talking about this type of kids who come over here and they start to act like they own everything. They don't know any law on this country. They don't know where all the limits. They just go out there on the street, start to fight. When you fight, you go to jail, right? They didn't go to jail. Did you see that? They went back home. They went back, not even home. They went back in hotels. Very beautiful hotels room in the Roosevelt Hotel.
Yeah, I don't know too much about it, man, but I know it's just business.
You don't feel that way because you're not immigrant. I'm immigrant. I know how hard I fought to get into this country. I know how much I spend. I know how much I spend on my wife and my kid to be able to bring him over here. I know how much I spend on my brother to be able to bring him over here legally. I know how much struggle I went through. So if I see somebody who's here, maybe, or I thought with the same reason we are here, but he started to do this type of stuff.
Of course, it's international. You're coming from a whole different place, so it's going to be hard for you to come over here. It's never going to be. I'm not going to say it's not going to be easy. Sometimes it might be easy. Sometimes it be hard. You got to go through a lot of background checks. You got to do a lot of calling. It's a lot. It's not ever going to be an easy process for you just to do something like that, especially to come into something that we're trying to be secure and protect. But if you want to be honest, America is one of the most welcoming countries out. There's not a lot of places that you can go and do certain things and go and smoke where you want, eat what you want. There's not a lot of places that you can do. You go somewhere else and you try that same thing and see what happened to you. You go to Dubai and you try to go fight outside of a restaurant and see what happened to you. Go to Dubai and you try to smoke weed or something and see what happened to you. But
it's not gonna
those
happen.
places are so safe.
Of course, because they're not allowed some type of stuff. Other immigrant.
Yeah, they think America's all sweet and fun and games. It's really not. But yeah, you're in your country and people are waving around guns and gangs. It's the same thing that's going over here too. So you leaving your country, you're escaping. That's the same. It's the same. It's like this. If I'm in a school where I'm getting bullied and I'm getting picked on and I leave and go to another school, yeah, it's going to be a little different. Things going to be a little sweeter, obviously, because I moved my area. And that's also going along with the water bottle. The water bottle might cost $2 in Kroger, but you go on an airplane and it's $5.
Yeah, yeah, that's true.
So it's the same thing. Like, I mean, you could have went to another part in Mexico.
Oh,
Could have been
man.
different.
So, yeah, I think we're done here, man. I think we're done here. I didn't thought I was gonna talk about it this long, but that's how I feel, man. When I started to talk about it, I feel so bad because I'm telling you right now, there is some cops who are going outside to work and they see every people of color and they feel like these are the guys, kick them out. Why? Because they see these videos. They see people who look like him. They be, oh, those are the guys. Get him. You want to see what ICE is going to do. Trump says he's going to take to move how 11 million. You want to see what's going to happen. People are going to be in trouble because of these guys. They have a cousin, they have nephew, they have uncle, they have families here, immigrants who are trying to be cool and get through the system and be able to stay and work and take care of the family where they came from. But these young guys who know nothing,
They have no leadership. They have nobody to represent them.
yeah, nobody's there to say, hey, calm down, sit down, because the future is not, it doesn't look good.
Yeah. And then the people that they do have, their parents, they don't listen to. And they run off and they do whatever they want.
They may be not here. They may be left wherever they came from.
Yeah, but your parents, he's doing all of that. I bet your parents is not happy with it.
Yeah. So
why would America be happy with it? If your parents ain't happy, he's over here doing all this rah-rah commotion. I bet if your mom or your dad saw you right now, they would not be happy with you.
They're so disappointed. They're pissed off. You just made it to US. Everybody's trying to make it, they don't. You made it, and that's what you're doing?
Yeah, but then a lot of foreigners be bullying their kids with that same teaching, because now you won't allow your kids to express themselves or be who they want to be because I didn't made it to America. I had to fight to get here and everything. Now you got to do whatever I say, son. That's not ever what life is supposed to be.
Yeah. That's not what it's supposed to be.
So they bully with that same teaching. So,
bro, thank you very much. It was fun. It was cool. I learned a little bit of the story, the history of the country, and I love it. And I will love to sit and talk to somebody who was around on Jim Crow. You know what I'm saying? Somebody who who was there, who saw it, who went through it. You know, who can tell, bro, this is what it was. I remember that. I remember this day, and you know.
I watched a lot, even when I was younger and I was really young, I watched a lot of videos on
But most of what you know, it's what you saw or heard. You heard.
Yeah, but even if you were there, it's still not knowing what's actually going on. You can see what's there, but it's about the background.
Yeah.
Like what is actually going on. Do you know why did they make the Jim Crow laws? Do you know? Because they can tell you why they made the Jim Crow laws, but why did they actually? It's a whole different story.
Yeah.
You're gonna hear so many different stories that you got to take everybody's story and kind of be like, all right, this is what I got. This is what I got.
Yeah, it's a long journey, bro.
But the same thing, how they're able to create King Tut's voice, because they take his vocal cords and they take this and they take that. But it's the same thing that we could basically do. We could basically try to take everybody's viewpoint, and try to create a real, something that is realistic, something that,
Yeah.
But I mean, they're gonna tell you what happened. Yeah, they're gonna see what happened. But a lot of people think they know what's going on, bro. They really
you
do
have
not
to
know.
you have to really read a few books, because I know there's no one who knows exactly what happened, why it happened, how it happened. No one will tell you that, unless somebody took a long time to study the system, to read a lot of books, why a lot of stuff. Because most of what happened, it's somewhere. There's maybe some books you can read and find out.
Yeah, they're in books. That's why they.
Names, locations, whatever happened.
That's why they told you. That's why they took away they were taking our ability away to read.
But they're still doing it. If you go to these schools, U.S. is behind a lot of countries in reading, all the stuff. I don't know why they chose to do that, but it is true. People who work in healthcare, for example, doctors, nurses, they come from Asia, Indians, Pakistanis, whatever. Most people who work in like technicians, engineer, like you say, you want to do that. A lot of people, they get them from where? From India, from all those countries, Africa, Ghana, Nigeria. Those are the people who work in this tech field. Why? Because life is so hard in this country. Bills are so expensive. And it's hard to study and to study
It
a
really
lot
is.
and pay all those bills. But these guys come from those countries already with a background. They already know. They already have like four years degrees. And when they come here, they do like only 2 years. They become doctors, nurses, engineers. If you go to where I work, like there's a guy who does, he's a process engineer from India. He's here for 2 years. He's an immigrant. Why? Because he was able to study over there. And when he came over here, just 2 years, he's above everybody else. Every American, everybody, they all report to him.
Yeah, man. And it's bad for black people with color, African Americans who got tattoos. I got tattoos. I got to take my neck tattoo off because if I choose to go get an engineering job, they're off rip already thinking I'm not smart and incapable to do the job They think that Asians, all these people that are, because they think that we're not capable to do the job.
They think Chinese, Filipinos, Indians, they think those are the smartest people.
We created the sewer system. We created the stoplight. There is a lot of things that we created. I can't even think about right now.
But how are you going to do that if they don't give you the opportunity to do that?
It's hard to get the opportunity.
No, I'm saying you have to be able to get admission.
But it starts from when you're young. But how are you going to be taught that when you're young, when your older people, like your grandfathers and your fathers, don't know anything about it?
Yeah, it's all a chain.
Yeah.
It's all a chain from a lot too many years ago up to now.
That's what I'm saying. That's why a lot of people complain about slavery and stuff to this day, and everybody's like, that's 300 years ago. Well, it is still affecting us, but that's not 100%. A reason to that's not a reason to not go out here and get the information because it's everywhere. That's why I said, like, your grandfather could barely read a book and you're telling me you cook crack? Come on now.
Yeah. Bro, I appreciate it. We'll come back next week and talk about this stuff.
Sure.
I'm telling you, this stuff teach a lot. I'm telling you, a lot of people are motivated. A lot of people are discovering stuff. And mostly, I want my people to feel some fire. You know what I'm saying? We can all do it. We can all go from point A to point B. It's all about what do we know and what do we want to do.
Mindset. It's all about mindset and habits. And the habits of, if you want to be you want to be a millionaire, you got to have the habits of a millionaire. You got to be able, like, you might not have the habits and the mindset of a millionaire right now, but I promise you, if you would practice the habits of a millionaire for the next 5-10 years, you're going to be one.
Yeah, if you don't put in your brain, you're not going to do anything about it. Number one, you have to put in your brain, say, hey, that's what I'm going. Whenever you see a chance, whenever you see a kind of opportunity, or you will catch it because it's time to do it. But if you never thought you can make 100,000 a year, you're not gonna go to school. If you thought, that's not for me, that's for somebody else.
It's not for me. But it's all laziness.
Yeah, but it started from your mind. It started from your mind. Bro, let me tell you something. No, we're gonna do it next week. I'm telling you.
But there's a lot of things.
There's a lot of stuff to talk about.
It's a lot of things that I thought I could not do, but then I did it.
But you're still young, bro. You can't do that stuff.
I know. Sometimes I still get doubt. I get doubt to this day. Like, maybe I'm not smart enough to do this. Maybe I'm not good enough to do this. But then time showed me, and the stuff that I've been through showed me I could.
But why you want to be super smart when you still that young? You didn't have the time to do it. When you think you would be, what time did you have in your life? You just become 20 years old.
But it's not that.
No, bro. You just finished high school. It's time to start to do it then.
Yeah, but it's not the
I don't
simple
see
fact
how you can blame yourself, because there's nothing to blame yourself for. You just finished high school, you just started life, you started to have fun, and then you start to blame yourself. I can blame myself because I am already 4 years old. So I can look back and be, what did I do in 20 years? Yeah. After my high school, what did I do? I can blame myself. But what do you blame yourself for?
But you can still blame yourself to this day for your current actions, because 365 days in a year is a lot of time. You got 24 hours in a day. That is a lot of time, bro. Like, there's over 200 hours in a month. And I can't take 2, 3, 4, 5 hours to read a book. So it's just about me procrastinating and being lazy. So I'm going to get on myself every day, because it's like, man, the stuff that you want, the stuff that you could have did, you could have been had. But that's why life, the government, certain things is to prevent you to keep from doing those things. Like not feeling good, getting sick. Like then you procrastinate, then you feel tired, then you this and this. But there's ways around all of it, like making sure your health is good, making sure you working out and your immune system is strong. That's the practices of a millionaire.
Bro, I appreciate it. Thank you very much, everybody who was watching. We appreciate you. Stay with us. We will see you next week. Thank you. Bye.